In the bustling heart of Lagos, where dreams were as tall as the skyscrapers, there was a wealthy man named Chidi who had inherited his family's vast fortune. He was known as one of the wealthiest bachelors in the city. He had everything: luxury cars, a mansion in Banana Island, and a thriving business empire handed down by his father. Despite his wealth, Chidi had grown tired of people who were drawn to him only because of his money. With all his wealth, Chidi was not a happy man. What good is money when the heart is empty? He longed for someone who loved him for who he truly was, not for his riches. You see, Chidi wasn't just looking for a woman to show off at the parties or on social media. No, he was looking for true love. The kind of love his parents had shared until the day they passed away. Chidi wanted a woman who would love him for who he was, not for what he had in his bank account. But in this Lagos, where many ladies have become experts in the game of love, finding such a woman was like searching for a needle in a haystack. Chidi had already had his heart broken multiple times, and this, my people, is where our story begins. Before we get into the juicy parts, let me tell you about the woman who broke Chidi's heart. It's not easy. Chidi had met all kinds of women, beautiful, elegant, and full of sweet words, but all that glitters is not good. The first one was Fumi. Fumi was like a sweet melody. She was everything a man could want: caring, loving, and always by his side. But after a few months, she started asking for gifts, expensive ones. Oh, Chidi, eager to please, bought her everything she wanted. But as soon as she got her hands on those gifts, Fumi began to show her true colors. One day, she told Chidi that she needed to find herself. "Abba, find yourself, ke?" Chidi asked in surprise. Chidi later found out that Fumi had found herself in the arms of another wealthy man. Not long later, he met another lady, Kemi. Kemi was smart, intelligent, and seemed genuinely interested in Chidi's life. But as time went on, she began to ask for money, saying it was for a business she wanted to start. Chidi, being the trusting man that he was, gave her the money. But guess what? As soon as Kemi got all the money she needed from Chidi, Kemi vanished like smoke, leaving Chidi heartbroken once again. And then there was Ifeoma. She promised Chidi that she wanted nothing from him but his love. Chai, Chidi believed her, thinking that maybe, just maybe, she was the one. But one day, Ifeoma asked for a large sum of money for a family emergency. Chidi, wanting to prove his love, gave her the money. But Ifeoma too disappeared as soon as she got the money. My people, Chidi's heart was now full of scars, and he started to see love as a dangerous game. After all these heartbreaks, Chidi decided to stay away from women for a while. But you know how the heart works. It doesn't listen to the brain. One day, Chidi met a lady online. Her name was Amaka. Oh, Amaka was beautiful, my people, and her pictures were enough to make any man's heart race. They started chatting, and Amaka's words were like honey to Chidi's ear. She would tell him how much she loved him, how she dreamed of a future with him, and how she would stand by him no matter what. Over several months of chatting, Amaka had expressed deep affection for him, speaking of love and marriage. Chidi, who had become wary of women, still couldn't help but being drawn to Amaka's sweetness. However, Chidi couldn't shake the feelings that Amaka, like many others, might be interested only in his wealth. After everything he had been through, Chidi knew it was better to be sure than to jump in with both feet. He needed to be sure. He needed to know if Amaka was truly different from the others. So an idea came to his mind. He would test her. This time, however, he would go to extreme length to see if Amaka's love was real. To test her true intentions, he devised a plan to find out if Amaka's love was genuine. Shidi was tired of being deceived by women who only wanted his money, so he came up with a plan to find out if Amaka truly loved him. Despite his plan, Shidi couldn't stop worrying, so he decided to talk to his best friend, Obi. While they were at a bar, Shidi shared his concerns. Obi listened and then said, "My brother, you can't understand a person's heart just by looking at them. Why not test her love?" Shidi thought about Obi's advice and decided to pretend to be a crippled man to see if Amaka really Shidi thought about Obi's advice and decided to pretend to be a crippled man to see if Amaka really loved him. If she could love him at his weakest, then he would know her love was true. Determined to uncover the truth, Shidi set his plan in motion. On the day of their first meeting, one Saturday afternoon, Shidi drove his luxurious car to a quiet neighborhood where Amaka lived. Shidi came out from his luxury car and parked his luxury car far away from Amaka's house. He parked the car a few streets away out of sight and took out a wheelchair that he had borrowed for this special occasion. He then sat in the wheelchair. Sitting in the wheelchair, he rode himself to the front of Amaka's house gate, and with his heart pounding in his chest, Shidi picked up his phone and called Amaka. His heart pounded as he called her, telling her he was outside. "Hello, Amaka, I'm outside your house," he said, trying to keep his voice steady. Amaka was excited. Amaka, who had been eagerly awaiting a visit, rushed out of her house, her heart fluttering with excitement. She had been waiting to finally meet the man she had been chatting with. But the moment she laid eyes on Shidi in the wheelchair, her smile vanished. Replaced by shock and disbelief, she could not believe her eyes. Amaka stood frozen in her tracks as she stared at Shidi. The man she had been dreaming about was crippled. She couldn't believe it. Shidi, seeing the look of horror on her face, decided to speak first. "Amaka, I know this is not what you expected, but I wanted to be honest with you. I'm falling in love with you and I want you to marry me." At first, Amaka didn't say a word. Her face twisted in disgust as she stepped back, crossing her arms defensively. "So you are crippled and you expect me to marry you? How dare you deceive me? You can't even walk and you think I want to be with you? Do I look like someone who is here for charity? You want me to marry you when you can't even walk? What kind of life would that be for me? Do you think I want to spend the rest of my life pushing you around in a wheelchair? You are nothing but a burden." She tried to calm her down, but Amaka wasn't having it. She poured all kinds of insults at him, calling him everything from an idiot to a useless man. She then demanded he leave her house, saying she didn't want anyone to see her with someone like him, especially since she was known as one of the top slaying queens in the neighborhood. Shidi refused to leave and continued to plead with her. Frustrated, Amaka stormed inside, returning with a bucket of water. Without a second thought, she threw the water on him, soaking his clothes. "Get out of here! I don't want anything to do with you," she screamed, slamming the gate behind her. "Get out of here! I never want to see you again," she shouted. Shidi sat there, drenched and humiliated, wondering if true love even existed.